12-step recovery, and I go by the name 12Drawings. In the 1930s, the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous was written, and in it, the author, Bill Wilson, wrote 12 steps for people who wanted to be freed from the bondage of alcoholism, and turned out it was also useful for dependency and compulsion of many, many kinds. In his writing about the 9th step, he mentions there is a paragraph containing what people view as the 12 promises of Alcoholics Anonymous, and the 9th of those promises reads as follows. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Because I had a 1934 dictionary, and I thought that was the best dictionary to use to look up words used in a 1930s book, I looked up the word outlook because that seemed to be what this promise was really focused on. And outlook is a noun. Again, this is a 1934 definition. A careful looking or watching for any object or event. So a careful looking or watching for any object or event. Now, how would I illustrate that? Because I wanted to illustrate something that would remind me of these important words that were used in the 12-step literature. This was an illustration that probably made me go out much farther past my comfort zone than any of the other drawings, because what we're seeing is a complicated situation. This is a person wearing a swim mask who's just starting to dip under the water, but they just came from an airplane that landed out in the middle of endless sand dunes, all of which look identical, right? And flying over the water from a great height, the water would all look identical. So there's really nothing there to promise anything better than what you've already seen. And the promise offers an invitation for me to try this 12-step program, and that my whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. And what I was attempting to portray with this illustration was someone who said, I'll try it. And they landed the plane. They stopped looking at all this monotonous same old, and they got into the water, and they got in deeper and deeper, and sure enough, when they looked under the water, they realized what an infinity of diverse aquatic life there was. Plants, fish, beautiful colors, the coral reef, the cool water compared to this dry desert. I don't think anyone would understand this drawing unless I explained it, but once I explain it, as I do at TwelveDrawings.com, I think you can understand why this is a person who left behind a very complete view of the world, which turned out not to be very complete at all, and has entered into a realm of infinite new and better possibilities. So please do check out TwelveDrawings.com. Thanks again for listening.